As a father of three beautiful girls, he has come to realize that God has a tremendous sense of humor. Over the years, he has developed a reluctant appreciation of the art of wearing makeup along with painted toenails. He has learned not to take life too seriously. Today he'll be speaking about his adopted third child. The title of his speech is Love of My Life. Please welcome Toastmaster Mark Shear.
All right.
Good morning, fellow Toastmasters. Good
morning.
At the table, guests, so glad that you are here today. Many of you may recall, I recently delivered a couple speeches about two of my daughters. Samantha, my oldest, is now 24 years of age. Wildly independent soul. Graduated from FSU and now works locally with a national surveying company. My other daughter, Sarah, blue-eyed, spirited, strong-willed child, is now pursuing her career as an esthetician. And growing up, I always thought that I would have a quiver of boys. Though in hindsight, I wouldn't have changed anything. Nothing for the world. 6 years ago, my wife Abby and I, we started talking about, hey, we don't want to become an empty nester. And we started seriously considering that we wanted to adopt another baby girl. We started contacting numerous agencies all over the state of Florida and the United States. And it took us, literally, with relentless searching, several months before we identified the most beautiful, teeny little, 7-week-old little girl that touched our hearts. Today I will share with you how our youngest daughter, Harley, has impacted our lives. On June 27, 2017, we had the blessing of finalizing the documents for adoption. She had the most beautiful, deep blue-green eyes, a smile that made you melt, and the softest hair you could possibly imagine. In the first few weeks, we couldn't stop holding her. She would just look up at us and she would speak with this little whimper. Though in the days ahead, we noticed something started to change. She stopped eating. She started getting lethargic, and we got so concerned. We immediately rushed her to the doctor. And over the period of the next few days, after our fear and just concern was so immense, with the dedication of medication and intense clinical care, she recovered, as children often do. But from that point forward, I decided I was going to spend every single moment that I possibly could with Harley. Being the father she may have never had, I committed to being present every day and giving her the greatest love a father can give. Her time, my time. And as a young child, I taught her how to swim, and we would swim for hours in the pool together. And more recently, we've picked up the hobby of body surfing over in New Smyrna Beach. And one of my fondest moments with her is strolling down the beach on a hot, sunny afternoon, or finding a tidal pool just to float around in. Not really saying much, but just being present. Next, I think I'm going to teach her how to surf. Maybe become my little surfing buddy. Some other things we enjoy doing together. Every evening after dinner, we love strolling around the neighborhood or around the civilian. Or taking her for a ride in my truck. And she loves for me to roll down the windows and especially turn the music really way up. And her most favorite thing is she sticks her head out the window with a smile ear to ear and wind blowing in her face and through her hair. And I tell you, it is just an absolute thrill to see the excitement on her face when she sees all of these different animals birds flying through the air, squirrels scampering across the grass, or, and occasionally, is mesmerized by a cat. But what grasps her the most is when she sees a dog. She says, "Daddy, please stop." And she wants to go play with the dog. Like many children do, I believe she's also thinking about becoming a veterinarian. Abby and I have spent quite a bit of time talking about if we were going to provide her private education. But we decided that we would go ahead and provide homeschool. We spent an hour every single night reading to her legendary literature like The Big Red Dog, or playing with her favorite stuffed animals, Little Blue or Bunny. She also thoroughly enjoys hanging out with her sisters, but her sisters always like to terrorize her. But the excitement that she gets when they walk through the door is absolutely nuts. It's crazy. I read a quote: "The best thing about having a sister is that I always have a friend." For me, my adopted youngest daughter has filled me to the brim. She has reinforced the importance of being present and being a dedicated father. And after a long day's work, there's nothing like coming home, walking through the door, and me yelling out, "Harley, it's Daddy, I'm home." And I've never seen anything like it. She never, ever misses one single day. She will come flying across the house on the other side of the house, screaming at the top of her lungs, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy, you're home!" And it's crazy, the love that she gives me. She jumps up into my arms and gives me the biggest hug and kisses that I've ever experienced. All the day's work, all the focus, all the worries, they all quickly disappeared. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor